For 2,000 years, the story of Troy ended the exact same way: a legendary siege, a wooden horse, and a city consumed in flames. Scholars long read the Iliad and assumed it was pure fiction, but in the 19th century, explorers seeking physical proof of the epic traveled to a specific hill in modern-day Turkey called Hisarlik. Hisarlik is a tell, an artificial mound created by thousands of years of human civilization building directly on top of its own leveled rubble. This single mound holds the overlapping ruins of 9 distinct cities, stacked vertically to represent a 4,000-year timeline of continuous occupation. Locating the truth of the Homeric myth meant digging through the dirt, eventually revealing a reality far larger and more volatile than the poem suggests. The surface layers of the mound, Troy 8 and 9, were Greek and Roman settlements. These functioned as ancient tourist traps, with temples and theaters built specifically to capitalize on the Homeric legends. Powerful figures like Emperor Augustus Caesar visited the site, paying homage to the heroes of the Iliad to link their authority to the mythic past. In 1870, Heinrich Schliemann arrived with an obsessive, unscientific goal: to bypass these classical ruins and find the true Homeric Troy at the very bottom of the hill. Schliemann lacked formal archaeological training, so he carved a massive vertical trench straight down through the center of the mound. In a layer called Troy II, dating back to 2550 BC, Schliemann hit enormous walls and golden artifacts. He prematurely declared he had found the city of legend. Schliemann had dug 1,000 years too deep. In his rush to prove a myth, he permanently destroyed the actual late Bronze Age history he was looking for. To find the era that matches the Homeric epics, we must move back up the column to Troy 6 and 7. This sprawling, 30-hectare settlement featured massive sloping walls and a lower town, aligning with the Iliad's architectural descriptions. Diplomatic records from the neighboring Hittite Empire identified this exact location as Wilusa, a powerful coastal vassal state that sat right at the center of Bronze Age trade. Forensic evidence in the soil of this layer reveals a history of violence: scorch marks on the stone, deep defensive ditches, and scattered bronze arrowheads point to a massive, successful siege. This violence matches the late Bronze Age collapse, a period where neighboring powers, including the Mycenaean Greeks, were imploding due to systemic uprisings and invasions. The Trojan War was not a romantic, contained conflict over a kidnapped queen. It was one chaotic piece of a catastrophic regional breakdown. When we look at all 9 layers of the Hisarlik tell together, they form a single story of survival. The city survived at least 9 separate apocalyptic events across its lifespan, from major earthquakes and infernos to invading armies. The Homeric epic is a condensed cultural memory of the broader late Bronze Age collapse. Today, these overlapping foundations stand as proof of the site's endurance. For 4 millennia, this city repeatedly stood on the ashes of its own destruction and chose to rebuild.